up, guys? It's Shelby. I'm back again. It's time for my Halloween series part 1. I bet you're wondering why I have this mirror in front of my face. Kind of want to keep this under wraps for a minute, just to build up the anticipation until you get to see my face. Plus, there are a bunch of people walking around outside my window right now, and I don't want them to see my face. This is the part 1 of my Halloween series. This was something that a couple of the girls from work kind of put together. We're doing theme days leading up to Halloween, and this was just look number 1. So this is going to be a half face skull tutorial. I didn't have any white eyeshadow, white anything that would work for a skull, so I actually kind of inverted it and made the bottom half of my face a black skull. So this is really, really cool. I used black shadow and gold glitter, basically, is the basis for all of this. Without further ado, what's up? Of a couple Halloween videos I will be posting this month. I'm a little bit tardy to the party because this is the first time I've actually filmed something like this. As most of you know, Micah and I got married on October 6th. Insert some super cute pictures here. We've just been enjoying married life, working a lot. That's all I have. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. Please stay tuned if you were interested in how we did this. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize because some of the footage is a little bit choppy. There's gonna be a lot of cutscenes. There's gonna be a lot of like descriptions underneath what I'm doing, just because my camera started freaking out midway through me working and it just kept shutting off, and I wouldn't realize it shut off until I was done with something. So if there's any points like that that you don't see what I'm actually doing, I will put a box that says after this is what I did. I just didn't want to start it over again because my camera freaked out. So that's all I have for you guys today. Stay tuned if you want to see this, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Bye. What I start out with is the Hourglass Veil Primer. So this primer is really cool because any foundation, powder, anything you put on top of it makes it completely waterproof and sweat resistant. So I plan on sweating a lot when I go to work, so that will keep this on. What I'm using now is the NARS eyeliner pencil, just in black, and I use that to kind of trace where I want the glam makeup to stop and my skull makeup to begin. The foundation I'm using on the top part of my face is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. This is in the shade Ecru, and I just put that on the top half using a Sephora brush. I can't remember the number of this one, but I will list it in the description. Yeah, we're gonna act like that didn't just happen. So basically, I just keep filling in the spots around my foundation. I use a very flat foundation brush to go around the line of where the glam is stopping, just to keep it in place and make sure that it doesn't transfer down, because I don't want any of my actual foundation coming down below that line. So what I'm doing now is I'm using my Tarte Creaseless Concealer. I'm in the shade Fair, and I'm just using that to highlight my under eyes and my forehead area, just to keep it as bright and as normal as possible looking on the top half. So I'm using my Makeup Forever setting powder, the Super Matte powder, just to set under my eyes and set the entire face, just because I really don't want this makeup coming off or creasing or doing anything crazy while I'm at work. So this powder will keep it on and locked in place all day. so now I'm taking my Sweet Tea bronzer and just bronzing up my forehead and around my nose area just a little bit because I can't bronze up my cheekbones. And yes, the answer to your question is I will be singing and dancing through the majority of this video. But the blush that I'm using on the tip tops of my cheekbones is the Benefit Gold Rush blush. I'm also taking the Ofra highlighter in Rodeo Drive and just making myself nice and highlighted and glowing as much as humanly possible as I can on the top half of my face. And then I realized I want a little bit of something extra. So I'm taking the Jeffree Star and Manny MUA collab highlighter and putting that on the tippy tops of my cheekbones. All I did there was just did my eyebrows off of camera. Everybody has seen me do this. I'm not going to bore you with that for the 8 millionth time. I'm struggling so hard in this video, can you guys tell? So I used my Smashbox eye primer, and now I'm using the Manny MUA Lunar Beautiful palette, the Life's a Drag palette. I'm just kind of keeping within those neutral family shadows and just doing a super blown out, super smoky gold, glamorous eye. And I kind of show that as I go along. This is pretty much my basic smoky eye. Long explanation to say that this is basically where my camera picked back up filming. Half the time when it did this, I didn't even know it did it until a good solid couple steps later. So basically what I did is I made my smoky eye as I normally would, threw on some glitter, threw on some lashes, and threw on some liner, and just kind of kept tweaking my eyes as we went. Okay, so this is basically how the rest of this video is going to go. All I did on this end is I just hollowed out my cheekbones with that same black NARS liner and filled in my nose a little bit. And that's basically all I did for the rest of it. I realized that I drew the line a little bit too far down, so I had to go back and erase it. Luckily, it wasn't too difficult. Okay, so with this last part, all I did was go over top of all the black lines that I had put down with the gold liner and then pack on that black shadow as black and as pigmented as I could and made sure it stuck down to my face. Past that, my camera just went psycho and I filled in the hollows of my cheeks with some glitter on top of a black shadow. So that's basically it. Thanks guys for hanging in there with me. I know there was a lot of cut to black moments, but I really hope you enjoyed this look. Okay, so that was the longest video I think I've ever done. This video took a lot longer than I planned. I kind of tweaked it along as I went. This is what I came up with. I haven't done a Halloween look in a really long time, so I thought this would be a good kickoff to my Halloween series. I didn't use any Halloween makeup for this. It was all stuff I already had. So basically the main components of this was normal. Everything I did on the top half of my face was per usual, nothing abnormal. Everything was exactly the same. The only thing that was different was the bottom half of my face, which took a lot longer than I had planned. Now, that being said, if you do have access to black cream makeup, like Halloween makeup, the black part would have been a lot easier to accomplish, and I am petrified of trying to get this crap off my face tonight, but looking at myself in the camera right now is kind of trippy. At the distance I am away from the camera, I can't really see my mouth moving from right here, so it just looks like the top half of my face is there. I forgot how time intensive these kinds of looks are. I started this look at probably around 12:30 or 1 is when I started this look. So it's now almost 4 o'clock. So this look took me a lot longer than I planned. Now, bear in mind, I was taking phone calls in that. I had to go eat something in the middle of all this. The main components to this, like I said, is the black eyeshadow that I used, the glitter. That's basically it. Everything else is as usual, per normal. The key components I'll show you that went into the skull bottom half. I used my little Smashbox mini Cover Shot eyeshadow palette. This is just the mattes, and I just used the black shadow up there and just kind of patted it all over the base of my face. The glitter that you see lining all the things on my face, the glitter that's on my eyes, the glitter that's lining where my normal makeup stops and the skull begins, the jaw, the lips, was all with the Heavy Metal Urban Decay glitter liner. This is in the shade Midnight Cowboy. There's people, I have my window open right now and people keep walking by looking at my face like, what is that? That's pretty much it. Everything else was per usual. I used my Estee Lauder Double Wear on the top half of my face. I did, the glitter here that's on my like jaw. That was kind of an afterthought. This was something, I had the whole thing blacked out and it just looked a little bit odd to me, like it was lacking some dimension. So I went over the black, I sprayed my jaw area with my All Nighter setting spray from Urban Decay, and then pat on some of the loose glitter from Makeup Geek. This one is the gold one in the shade Asteroid, and I just kind of pressed it in while it was still damp there, and it stuck pretty well. It looks like it's staying fairly nicely. I might spray my face one more time before I head to work, but besides that, this is it. This is the first of, I don't know how many I'm going to do, honestly. I'm going to do as many as I can, ending with my actual Halloween makeup that I will be doing on Halloween day. So we'll see what that is. I'm still toying with a couple of ideas, but until next time, stay spooky, and I'll see you next time. Bye!